I'm not going to be done with this till I know why they died.
It is so nice to meet both of you. Congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
It's such a fun watch. There's so much cool stuff I'm excited to ask you about. I guess I'd like to start with Matilda, which is you are playing Diana across very different times in her life, different time periods and everything. How did you kind of not only, dial in your own performance, but work with the hair team and wardrobe and everyone to make sure that your performance best matched all these different times and places?
Well, it's a very good question. I mean, we had to, as you said, we had to portray two different characters in a way. It happens every time when you see pictures of yourself when you were little. You feel like you were a completely different person, and that's what really happens. So, I guess a younger Diana helped me to build the Diana in 2030, because without her traumas, without her past, without her fragility back then, I couldn't build any sort of war machine, tough spy Diana in 2030. And we needed, of course, to set a big difference also in style. So, and also because, from the fallen of Citadel, we tell about an Italy where Manticore is, out of the leash and controlling everything. So we were thinking about how can the style in general, and specifically in Italy, can change with this, military come si dice? Oppression. So Giorgio Gregorini and Veronica Fragola, who's a costume designer, and Giorgio Gregorini is the head designer. We thought about building this future that has some influence in the past, from a specific period in Italy, but that can also, that has that feels from a near future. So it makes sense, but it's still different in a way, but not unrealistic, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And Gina, the coolest thing about Citadel to me is the fact that from day one, it seems like there's plans to make this a truly international franchise, which is incredible. And I want to know, as this world grows, is this a Marvel kind of thing where people have to watch every iteration, every aspect in order to understand the full story? Or is this show and the others designed to work on their own totally?
Again, I can't speak to sort of the larger plan, but the initial plan was to create a group of shows that were truly standalone series. And the only thing that was tying them together was the fact that there was this world of Citadel and these two rival agencies. And beyond that, again, the sky was the limit. So no, in terms of the three shows as they exist now, they are truly, you don't need to have seen Citadel necessarily to appreciate or understand Citadel Diana, nor Honey Bunny. There are elements that if you've seen them or you see all of them, there are subtle nods where it's fun, but they're not requirements to in the way that sometimes you feel like you're missing out when you see something in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, right.
Where you feel like you might be missing a piece or something like that.
Yeah. And Matilda, just from the first episode, it seemed like you got to do some really fun stuff in terms of just action and spy stuff. What was the hardest and most fun kind of action or stunt experience you had on set?
Well, I think the most challenging one was a sequence that we shoot in Sicily. We shoot it in Sicily, where you can see a bit of it in the trailer. But you saw the episode, but not that episode, right? No, not that episode. But sorry, but it's like a zip line like,
Over a giant concrete maze.
yeah.
That is actually part of an outdoor installation
Yeah.
from 40 years ago, done by a famous artist named Burri. And I mean, she spent 6 days doing it, so I don't know if I'd want to do 6 days. But it's so scary. You cannot have
It
a
is
fear.
very scary.
You cannot have a fear of heights.
No.
But she went up and down that zip line, so you had fun doing it.
100 times. Yeah, I loved it.
Sounds amazing. This is for both of you. This show, I mean, it's so cool that it takes place in the near future. What is the most exciting thing about that for both of you?
The most important thing was to create a near future that felt within reach, in the sense that something very, very grounded, realistic, and something that specifically for Italians, but beyond potentially, you feel like it's something that could actually happen in 5 to 10 years. And so to create that, what was exciting and fun and challenging was how to do that. And specifically in the case of Italy, is again, looking to its past in a very specific period in its history from the 1920s to the 40s, taking inspiration from that to create this near future. And it was, when I say a team effort, from production design to costume to hair to wardrobe to makeup, again, to music. I mean, we have these fantastic composers. It's a music collective called Mocadelic that do very, very alternative electronic music, but then they contaminated their score with instruments from the jazz age. So again, to always have that sense of the 1920s, 30s Italy. It was cool. It was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. What was exciting for me was to actually live in that period, you know? So I work with imagination all the time, but sometimes I could look around myself and actually see myself in a different reality. And that was, I think, very exciting for me while shooting the show.
That's great. I think this will be my last one for you, but just to finish things off, to each of you, like, what does it kind of mean for you to have this entire show set in Italy, made by Italian filmmakers? What is the most exciting thing that you think, having the set in Italy, what Italy has to offer for the world of Citadel?
First of all, I mean, the pride in shooting a show that's part of this enormous project, but purely through the lens of Italians and made 100% by Italians, and showing Italy in a way that's sort of outside of the box. The fact that it's set in Milan and in other places in Italy that aren't as well known, I think is really, really exciting. And so, putting our stamp on a show that is going to have such a huge global opportunity to be seen is really fantastic.
Yeah. That's great.
Well, no, I agree 100%. And for me, I mean, I'm such a huge fan of the Russo brothers and Agbo production in general. So it was an honor and a privilege for me to be chosen in a way by them, also by them, of course, and to be, or at least approved by them. And in a way,
there was no approval. It was like run and beg Matilda to do it. So.
In a way, I mean, for me to be a part of something so big is so incredible. It's still a dream. So.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for watching the first two. And I hope you stick with it and watch the next 4.
I'm hooked. I cannot wait.
Good. Perfect. Good. Excellent.
Right.
Thank you so much. Bye.
What do I have to do?
Get them to trust you. But you'll still work for us.